Every time emotion rises, even from a careless word or a fleeting glance, the entire field of energy around us begins to vibrate. Those vibrations are not invisible as we might think. They are quantum signals emitted from the frequency of consciousness itself, touching space and creating waves of response. In the instant we feel anger, disappointment, or sorrow, our energy field loses harmony, forming vortices that attract experiences vibrating on the same frequency. That is why under the same circumstance, one person stays calm while another collapses. It is not the world that differs, but the frequency within them. Emotion is the language of energy. When we react impulsively, the energy we release becomes distorted, and like a quantum mirror, reality reflects it back exactly as it is. When someone speaks with offense and we explode, our fields instantly synchronize in anger, pulling both energies down to lower frequencies. Yet if we pause, take a deep breath, and remain silent, the vibration dissolves on its own. The world around us ceases to move by reaction and begins to respond to the frequency of awareness. Each person is a mobile transmitter of energy. When we enter a room, others feel our field, even if nothing is spoken. A person filled with peace makes the space lighter and easier to breathe, while one filled with anger thickens the air with tension. On the quantum level, this is the resonance process, where similar vibrations connect and amplify one another. It means we never merely experience the world. We continuously tune it through our inner state. When we understand this, we stop asking why others hurt us and begin to see how we contribute our own energy to reality. An unbalanced field does not need anyone to harm it. It creates chaotic situations by itself to mirror its inner disorder. When we blame, we simply hide our own frequency. But when we observe, acknowledge, and realign our inner energy, the universe instantly responds with harmony. In classical physics, reaction is seen as a result of behavior, but in the quantum world, reaction is an act of creation. Each time we react, we shape the energy field of the future. A single moment of anger not only disturbs the mind, it writes a command into the energetic space, attracting matching experiences. A moment of understanding, on the other hand, opens the door for wisdom and calm to expand. We do not need to suppress emotion. We only need to recognize it as the electric current of the soul. When we allow that current to flow freely, it naturally returns to balance. But if we try to resist or amplify it, the current destabilizes and everything around us trembles. That is why a peaceful person is not someone without emotion, but someone who lets energy move through them without being swept away. They are the ones standing in the storm who can still hear the heartbeat of the universe. In that state, consciousness no longer reacts, it observes. Observation is a neutral frequency, the 0 point where energy is reborn. When we observe, we step out of the cycle of reaction, and at that exact moment, we master the flow. The essence of emotion is not to be resisted, but to guide. Anger tells us we have drifted from the current of love. Fear tells us we have strayed from trust. Envy shows us we have forgotten the abundance within. When we see emotions as signals rather than enemies, we learn how to use them to fine-tune our frequency. When anger appears, there is no need to suppress or justify it. Simply pause and ask, what is this energy trying to show me? In that listening, the energy transforms and we return to our center. Each emotion is a doorway, and behind that doorway lies a deeper frequency. Touch it, and you will see fear beneath anger, hurt beneath resentment, and the longing for love beneath defense. When you reach the deepest layer, reaction disappears, for there is nothing left to protect. The energy becomes transparent, filled with awareness. and that is the state of true freedom. When a soul reaches this level, its field no longer wavers with others. It becomes the still point within the waves. That field radiates outward, influencing everyone nearby without words. A person can walk into a room and by mere presence bring silence. It is not because they try to create calm, but because their field is already synchronized with the frequency of serenity. In quantum understanding, this is energetic coherence, where higher frequencies automatically harmonize the lower. Therefore, to change the world around us, we do not need to change others. We only need to shift the frequency we emit. Each time we choose peace, we send a new signal into the collective energy grid, and the universe responds in resonance. The frequency we maintain becomes the reality we live in. It all begins with the awareness that emotion is not an enemy, but data of energy. When we read that data with presence, we are no longer ruled by reaction, but begin to direct the current. The outer world is only the projection of the inner field. Those who understand this no longer ask why others cause them pain. They quietly recalibrate their energy to return to balance. For in the quantum world, nothing happens to us, it happens through us. And when we learn to command the field of emotional vibration, we not only keep our peace, we rewrite the entire script of our reality. Between the moment an event occurs and the moment a reaction rises, there exists an invisible space so small that almost no one notices, yet that is where all the quantum power of a human being resides. That pause is not an ordinary silence, it is the 0 point, the space where energy shifts from chaos to order, from reflex to creation. Before awareness has time to awaken, emotion erupts like a spark, meeting fuel, anger flares, fear floods, disappointment spreads through the body, and we believe that such reaction is natural. But in the language of energy, reaction is never mandatory. It is merely a choice made so quickly that we forget we can choose differently. The pause is where mastery returns. On the energetic level, every emotion is a vibration, every reaction is a command sent into the quantum field. If we react in anger, we send the command to create more of the same, keeping that vibration alive. If we pause and do not react, the energy receives no more fuel and dissolves back into nothingness. The pause is the tool that cuts through old cycles, where patterns of dense energy can be reprogrammed. When we learn to stop before reacting, we are no longer pulled into the flow, we become the one who directs it. The physical world values instant action, but in the quantum world, true power lies in stillness. Stillness does not mean doing nothing, it is the reorganization of energy within. When we pause, we allow the entire energetic system to recalibrate. The waves that were disturbed begin to slow, the heart rate steadies, the breath deepens, the brain's electrical current synchronizes, and in those few seconds, we enter coherence, the state where mind and body move as one rhythm. When coherence appears, we return to the 0 point, the space where all possibilities are born, just as a still lake can perfectly mirror the sky above. A person who has never practiced the pause lives in reflex. They allow the world to press their emotional buttons like a puppet on strings, but the one who pauses even for a second cuts those strings. In that instant, they step out of the collective current, no longer swept by external energy, but standing as the observer. From this position, they see the mechanism of emotion, they see the source of agitation, and they can choose a response not from habit, but from awareness. Imagine a river in full current. That is the flow of emotion. Each time we react, we throw more stones into it, causing it to splash wildly. But when we pause, the stones settle to the bottom and the surface becomes clear. In that stillness, we see not only the reflection of the sky, but of ourselves. The pause is where consciousness reunites with the body, where energy returns to its pure form. Emotion is no longer the master, it becomes the messenger, pointing to what needs healing. Anger is only the fear of being disrespected. Hurt is the need for recognition. Disappointment is the desire to control outcomes. When we see these messages, emotion loses its hold, energy is freed, and flows back into harmony. It is no coincidence that masters of meditation focus on one thing, the pause between two breaths, where the inhale ends and the exhale has not yet begun. Energy ceases to move. In that space, consciousness touches its essence. Frequencies align with the quantum field, and all reactions dissolve. When we bring that pause into daily life, every moment becomes a quantum practice. When someone offends us, instead of reacting, we breathe deeply, feel the energy rise, simply observe without judgment. In those seconds, we are restoring order to our energy field. And when we speak again, our words no longer carry the vibration of anger, but the tone of awareness. The listener feels this and slows down too, and the situation resolves without conflict. The pause does not just change the result, it changes the frequency we emit. Those who practice it become different. They move slower, speak less, their eyes calm, their breathing steady. Their field expands like a gentle, stable wave, bringing safety to others. In them is what the human language calls power, but it is simply the stability of energy at a high level, a soul that can pause before every trigger has stepped beyond reaction into creation. They no longer collide with the small disturbances of life. They use the pause as a launch point to direct the current. Each time they pause, the frequency of the entire surrounding field rises. This is how one person can transform a space, not through action, but through presence. The pause is the bridge between human and quantum field, the gateway where infinite potentials await selection. When we pause, we are not avoiding reality, we are reshaping it at its foundation. No reaction is stronger than a moment of chosen stillness. In that moment, we step out of the role of victim and become the creator. From that instant onward, life is no longer a chain of reflexes, but a dance of co-creation between consciousness and the universe. Each time we pause, we remember who we are, the source of energy that can direct itself, needing no permission. The pause is the key that opens the door from reaction to presence, from chaos to harmony. When we live inside the pause, we not only master emotion, we master our entire frequency. And from there, every experience begins to shift in ways only those who have truly stopped can understand. When someone hurts us, when words cut deep, or an action ignites anger, our first instinct is to blame, to believe they are the cause of our pain. Yet in the field of energy, no one truly hurts us. They only activate the parts within us that remain unhealed. Every person we meet is a mirror, not a form, but a frequency. They reflect back the energy we carry but have not yet faced. If we often meet those who belittle us, perhaps it is the part of us that still doubts our own worth. If we are constantly overpowered, perhaps it is fear that has not been released. Each time we react, we are not reacting to them, but to the image of ourselves projected through them. At the quantum level, all souls are interacting fields of vibration. When two people meet, their frequencies intertwine, interfere, and activate one another. Others do not arrive to hurt us. They come to awaken what within us has been asleep. They are energetic messengers sent to help us recognize what is ready to be released. When we view every conflict this way, as nature changes, anger becomes an opportunity for understanding. Emotion ceases to be a battle between two people and becomes a map guiding us back to our center. Once we understand this, each time discomfort arises, we no longer ask why they are like that, but why we respond as we do. This question shifts all power back to us. It turns us from victims into creators, from reactors into observers. And in that observation, healing begins. Every mirror we meet carries a frequency, some higher, some lower, yet all serve the evolution of the soul. Those who bring us joy reflect our balanced energy. Those who provoke us reflect what is not yet in harmony. When we resist, we reject the gift the universe is offering. But when we accept, energy begins to flow. No one appears in our life by accident. Every encounter is orchestrated by the quantum field, where each vibration finds its complement to complete its energetic lesson. A judgmental person meets those who judge them. A wounded person meets those who touch the wound again, not to punish, but to reflect. When we see this, gratitude replaces resentment. We begin to thank even those who caused us pain, for they showed us what we had buried deep within. Every interaction is a co-creation between two energy fields. No one can appear in our reality unless there is resonance between our frequencies. When we change our vibration, those matching the old one naturally fade away. This is the law of resonance. So the only way to transform a relationship is to change the energy we bring into it. When we live in fear, we attract those who mirror fear. When we live in confidence and love, we attract those vibrating at the same level. The outer world is merely the stage, while the energy within is the director. A person who feels judged sees judgment everywhere. A person who feels loved sees kindness in every gaze. Our eyes do not see the world, they only perceive the reflection of our own frequency. When we understand this mechanism, we stop trying to change others. We turn inward, adjust our energy, and the mirror outside shifts accordingly. When someone insults us, instead of reacting, we can ask, what are they reflecting within me? Is it the part that longs for validation or the part that fears rejection? If we stay calm enough to observe, anger transforms into clarity. Negative energy dissolves when it is seen. Energy can only control us when we refuse to recognize it. Once seen, it loses all power. This is the strength of awareness. Awareness is light, and light never needs to fight darkness, it only needs to appear. When we are present, darkness disappears. Others then cease to be opponents and become co-travelers in evolution. They may still act harshly, but we no longer get pulled in. Our field is stable enough to remain still. Our frequency rises above theirs, and lower energy dissolves naturally. This is how the world truly heals, not by persuasion, but by frequency. When one person reaches this level, they become a mirror of light. They reflect truth without words, helping others see their shadows without judgment. Their presence is an invitation to return to balance. Every soul mirrors another, like luminous threads woven through the fabric of the universe. When we are angry at someone, we are angry at the same energy within ourselves. When we forgive another, we forgive that part within. Every interaction becomes a doorway to wholeness. The universe never makes mistakes, it only reflects. When we understand the law of the mirror, we stop blaming and defending. We begin to see everyone with gratitude, for each person, no matter how briefly they appear, helps shape our energetic field. There are no enemies, only teachers. There are no insults, only lessons. And when we live with that awareness, every relationship becomes a ceremony of healing. Others no longer drain our energy, they expand it. Every glance, every word, every moment of discomfort becomes a passage back to ourselves. When we understand, we pause, we do not react, we do not blame. We breathe and smile, knowing the universe has just sent a perfect mirror to remind us of who we are. In that realization, energy finds balance and the outer world softens. For when the mirror within is clear, nothing can reflect distortion anymore. In nature, every flow of energy moves by the principle of non-resistance. Water does not fight the rock, wind does not argue with the mountain, light does not push darkness away. It simply appears and darkness disappears on its own. The universe operates by this law, and so does the soul. Yet humans have forgotten. They resist almost everything, from the words of others to the smallest events of their day. When something unwanted happens, the first instinct is to resist, to fight, to control. Energy then tightens, the flow stops, and that resistance itself drains more energy than any external situation ever could. The world never truly hurts us, only the resistance within does. On the quantum level, resistance is a dissonance between our frequency and the frequency of reality. When we try to force something to happen or push it away, we create a split between two energy fields. That split creates friction, and friction manifests as pain, anger, or frustration. But when we release resistance, energy instantly returns to balance, just like how the body floats when we stop struggling in water. Non-resistance is not submission or giving up. It is the highest form of energetic intelligence. For in not fighting, we allow the greater current to guide us where we need to go. In the quantum world, everything happens with the purpose of adjusting frequency. A person who hurts us is not sent to bring us down, but to force old energy to surface and dissolve. An unwanted event is not wrong, it is a signal for redirection. When we stop resisting, we begin to hear the language of the universe, guidance that does not come as sound, but as subtle knowing. Non-resistance is the highest state of presence. It is not an act of the mind, but the resting of the soul. When a person reaches this state, they move through the world like the wind, soft yet powerful. Challenges no longer appear as enemies, but as doors to deeper awareness. Their energy becomes smooth and effortless because they no longer fight the flow, they are the flow itself. Imagine a familiar moment, someone criticizes us, their words touch our pride and we react. The more we react, the more energy rises. The anger becomes a wave crashing back into us. But if we breathe and simply observe, the wave has nowhere to land. It dissolves the moment it meets stillness. The other person cannot continue the battle, for there is no opposing energy to hold on to. In energetic terms, this is the neutralization of vibration. A vibration can only persist when met by another vibration of equal resistance. Without it, it fades. So each time we remain calm and silent, we are dissolving low energy through our very presence. Non-resistance is the highest intelligence of energy. When we resist, we broadcast fear. When we accept, we broadcast trust. And in the quantum realm, the stronger frequency creates the matching reality. A fearful person attracts more reasons to fear. A trusting person is guided to safety. The key lies in choosing our frequency in every situation. When we choose trust, the current arranges itself. Everything becomes smoother, obstacles dissolve, because our energy no longer creates friction. Life begins to follow its natural rhythm, where everything happens in right time and right place. Non-resistance is also the art of non-identification. When we identify with anger, we become anger. When we observe anger, we are consciousness seeing it. Anger comes, passes, dissolves, while awareness remains still. Non-resistance is not avoiding emotion, but allowing it to pass through without attachment. When energy is allowed to move, it no longer accumulates into memory or pain. Our energy field becomes clear, the flow unobstructed, and peace returns as the natural state. This is the secret all masters share, that peace is not something to find. It is what remains when resistance ends. When one reaches non-resistance, they become the still center within chaos. Others may rage, the world may shake, yet their energy stands firm in universal order. From there, They influence everything around them without effort. Still, energy radiates stronger than any action. It is like the sun. It does not chase. It simply shines, and everything is drawn to it. When we stop resisting, we begin to live as that light, needing no proof, no control, only presence. When we trust that everything unfolding serves our evolution, the mind softens, the heart opens, and the universe can reach us. In that state, we no longer live in worry, but in trust, not in fear, but in gratitude. For every change of direction is the universe rearranging energy to align us closer to truth. Non-resistance is the expression of a soul that remembers its nature. It does not fight reality because it knows reality is its own reflection. It does not seek to win, for it knows there is nothing to win. It simply harmonizes, adapts, and radiates. When we learn to live this way, energy becomes free within us. There are no heavy blocks in the chest, no looping thoughts, no feeling of being stuck. We return to the natural state of energy, a boundless current. In non-resistance, everything becomes effortless, not because we control it, but because we are aligned with the rhythm of the whole. And when we enter this state, we realize peace is not the result of arranging life to our liking, but the result of allowing life to be exactly as it is. There comes a stage in the evolution of energy when one realizes that most exhaustion does not come from the outside world, but from constantly giving their energy away to others. Each time we try to please someone, fear being misunderstood, or crave validation, a fragment of our energy leaves the center and attaches itself to another field. Slowly, we begin to feel empty without knowing why. That emptiness is not lack, it is dispersion. In quantum understanding, a strong energy field is a closed circuit, self-powered and self-sustaining. When energy leaks through the need for approval, the field becomes unstable, weak, and vulnerable to external vibrations. So the first step in mastering energy is to recall it, to re-establish the boundaries of the field. These boundaries are not walls of separation, but awareness, the ability to notice when energy drifts away from the center and gently bring it back. When we learn this, we become the holder of a sovereign field, an autonomous energy that does not depend on others' opinions or emotions. A person with a sovereign field is not closed. They are open, yet not leaking. They can love, give, and connect deeply, but their energy is never drained because they give from fullness, not from lack. They give not for recognition, but because giving is the nature of flow. When one reaches this state, their energy becomes clear and powerful, naturally attracting frequencies that match their strength. Others can feel this stability without a single word. Their presence makes people feel safe, for there is no energy of control or need within them. This is the purest form of energy, the kind that cannot be easily disturbed. In a world where almost everyone seeks validation, returning to one's own sovereign field is an act of revolution. It is not coldness, it is awareness. When we need others to love us, we have left our center. When we need praise, our energy has begun to flow outward. When we need to prove, we lower our vibration to fear. But when we know our value is not tied to any external opinion, our energy field restructures instantly. It becomes brighter, steadier, and untouchable. Others may judge or doubt, but their energy cannot penetrate us because it no longer resonates. This is the law of energetic synchronization. Energy only interacts with matching frequencies. A person vibrating in sovereignty cannot be wounded by attack because the vibration of attack finds no resonance within. Whenever we still react, it means part of us remains unhealed, part of our field still open. Recognizing this is not weakness, it is the chance to reclaim wholeness. Each recognition brings back a fragment of lost energy until we return to our original state where energy flows like a natural current without leakage. A whole person does not need to declare who they are. Their energy speaks for them. Their silence carries more weight than 1,000 explanations. They do not defend themselves, for there is nothing to defend. Everything they need is already within. And when we touch this state, we understand freedom. Freedom is not escaping others, it is escaping the need for their validation. When we no longer need that, we begin to live as ourselves, emitting our own frequency instead of dissolving into the collective one. The world starts to adjust to our frequency instead of us adjusting to it. This is how strong souls create impact. They do not try to change anyone, but their energy is so coherent that others naturally shift in their presence. A sovereign field also means knowing how to set boundaries. Boundaries are not rigidity, they are clarity. They are the declaration of energy saying, this is my space. I am open to connection, but I do not allow my energy to be invaded. When boundaries are set with awareness and compassion, they do not create separation, they create natural respect. Others sense those limits and align their approach. The miracle is that when we honor our energy, the universe mirrors that respect. Relationships become balanced because energy exchange turns from draining to harmonious. Along this process, some relationships will fade, but that is a sign of alignment. Frequencies that no longer match will move out of our field to make room for new ones. It does not need effort, it happens naturally, like old leaves falling to make space for spring. When energy becomes whole again, we no longer depend on others for love or recognition. We become the source of both. We do not seek love, we are love. We do not prove worth, we are worth. In this state, the world is no longer a place of searching, but a mirror of our inner abundance. From here, every word we speak and every act we take carries steady vibration, and the universe responds in perfect coherence. This is the true essence of energetic sovereignty. When we realize we need no one to complete us, everything we attract comes from freedom, not from lack. And that is when life stops being a battle for energy and becomes a dance of frequencies where we and the universe move as one rhythm. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of energy in its purest state. In a world of chaos where people rush to react, argue, and prove, silence is often mistaken for weakness. Yet on the quantum level, silence is the expression of the highest frequency, where energy no longer needs to prove itself to be seen or speak to be understood. When a soul reaches the ability to respond with silence, it has stepped out of the battlefield of words and emotions, returning to the still center where all vibrations automatically balance. In silence, energy is not scattered, but gathered, focused, condensed, becoming powerful and clear. One who knows when to be silent is not someone with nothing to say, but someone who understands that words spoken from a restless mind only create more disturbance in the energetic field. They know truth does not need to be defended with noise, only with presence. When attacked by words, when surrounded by the noise of judgment, the silent one does not lose, they simply do not react, for they understand that reaction is the fastest way to lose energy. Every word we speak carries a charge of energy, and when we use words to fight, we send our precious frequency into lower vibrations. But when we remain silent, that energy does not leave. It gathers, transforms into inner strength, a kind of power no one can take away. Silence is where all transformation happens. Just as a seed needs darkness to germinate, energy needs stillness to be reborn. When we fall silent after conflict, our energy begins to reorganize itself. Fragments of emotion are gathered and healed. We feel our heartbeat slow, our breath deepen, and in that moment we can hear the sound of the universe, a sound that does not reach the ears but vibrates through the alignment of the entire energetic field. Silence does not mean the refusal to speak, but speaking only when energy has been purified. A single word from stillness can heal more than 100 spoken from anger. When speech carries clear energy, it touches the listener like a gentle wave, restoring balance. But words spoken from resistance carry distortion and create more noise. That is why those who truly understand energy speak little. They choose every word, every breath carefully, so as not to create unnecessary waves in the space around them. There are moments when a single glance, a single breath, or the quiet presence of a being can dissolve another's anger,